Someone said to me, go to uni, and I said, you must be joking, I will never go. What a waste of money, waste of time. Wow, welcome to my channel. My name's Curtis and I'm a full-time student at South Bank University. And I want to share my journey so far. The reason I'm doing that is because I've been looking for people who are struggling on the journey of being a student, a parent and a student at the same time. So I've got 3 kids, and the decision to go to university was a tough one, but I found that in the field of work that I was involved with, which is working with young people, I was looking for someone to encourage me on that journey before I'd gone to uni. But I know that when I was searching, and mostly I searched for videos, I didn't really find that there was anyone out there that could offer that added support. So I'm a dad, 3 kids, married, and what I found interesting, so I've got my notes here. You know, I've got 3 kids and I've got to support my family, and this is the thing, I have colleagues that I went to college with who did not make it because they couldn't afford financially to go to university and so forth. But you know, I've got an interesting journey, and these videos are about encouraging you on your walk to as a parent or anyone who finds a little bit of adversity and how they should or could make it through uni. So I've spent 24 years out of education. I left school with, my highest grade was a D, you know, in 1992. I went to college again, did a GNVQ in leisure and tourism, and that was a load of rubbish, and I didn't do anything with it, and I got a pass, and then I went back for another year, and I dropped out because it was going to be a 2-year course, and I knew that it was going to be useless. So I went straight to work, and I've been working since the age of 17. You know, so leaving school with nothing, it wasn't just that I was doing well at one point, and then I just kind of went downhill, and I found that I was afraid of academics. Do you know what I mean? I had a few bad experiences. I never did homework in my life. I never got a good mark on anything. So education to me, I remember a few years ago, I used to work at the youth offending team, and someone said to me, go to uni, and I said, you must be joking, I will never go. What a waste of money, waste of time, I'll get work. I might as well just work at the end of the day. And that was interesting. I remember that memory. And here I am in uni, in my 2nd year of university. And then what I was finding over the last few years was that agencies kept calling me. I was always on an agency work, and the rate of pay is good. But the problem is that agencies were now, I think regulations were changing, standards were changing in various services that I work in, and they wanted people who are qualified. And that was a struggle now, because I'm thinking, I'm not going uni, I can still get work, but what was happening was the pay was fluctuating. One day it would be a job doing, or one season would be a job doing, I'd be on a wage that was just sometimes challenging, do you know what I mean? And it was a problem, because if you've got a family to look after, you know, at the time, especially at the time I had a child that was, how old was she, about 2, 3? So it was a challenge where, you know, mum was at home, and I had to do something more than just be looking for work through agencies. So I had fairly good jobs, and then things started to change suddenly. And then as these agencies were calling me for work, they're saying to me, are you qualified? Are you qualified? And all of a sudden, up to about four years ago, agencies were calling me up saying, look, we need qualified. And because of my CV, my CV is extensive. It's over 20 odd years. And so they're asking me, they're assuming that I'm qualified as a social worker, to find that I had to turn down work that was getting rates of work that were like £30, £40 an hour. And that was a real struggle. And so, you know, I had all my emails were building up, you know, looking for immediate start work, social work, and it frustrated me. Yeah, I was hell-bent on not going back to not going to uni. So all I had was GCSEs. So I've done other qualifications. I'm a qualified nutritionist and herbalist, but you know, I was working in this field, which is what I love doing, working with marginalized or people who are challenged in life. Even though I had fear, and a great fear of studying and failure, something came over me that said, look, go back to uni. Or I don't say go back, it's not like I went in the first place. No. To go to uni. And I told my wife, and she was like, yay, she was always trying to get me to go, right? And so I was calling up a lot of universities, and they were saying, look, you're going to need your English and maths. And I'm like, what? So I had my English, but I didn't have my maths. In fact, in school, I had an F in maths, right? So it was ridiculous. I was now even more fearful of going back to going to college now, or to go and have to do a night course. And I had to do my level 2 functional skills, and I was going to pay for it privately. But what happened was I found that because I didn't have any qualifications, I had to go and do a level 3 in something related to social work. And so I fished around and spoke to quite a few unis, trying to go around the whole issue of getting my maths, because I didn't want to go back to college at all. I mean, there was a lot of pride in, studying after 25 years, whatever it is, it's just ridiculous. It's not, for me, that was ridiculous. It was, let's try and find another way. But to find it with social work, there is no other way. You have to have your English and your maths. So, I had to go back and do my level 3, and I did a level 3 in social work. And what was interesting was I was going through a phase, because I'm a little bit, I've always got like a side thing going on. And so what that does, and I was absorbed in a lot of media that was teaching me how to think differently. And so what was happening was there was a change in my head, in my mind. It was all about thinking bigger and better, facing fear. And I think that was my journey. So when it came to going back, I was annoyed that I had to spend 1 year, which is wasting a year, because I'm in my 40s now. And it was, at the time I wasn't in my 40s, but wasting a year of studying when I can just go straight to university. I was very frustrated with that. And that's why I tried to go around the system, but there's no way around it. So I went and did my level 3 and found that the college was offering functional skills level 2 maths for free. And that was like me. I was also working and studying on my level 3. And then I had to also find the time to do the maths. And so I'll do other videos as to how I was addressing my studies, because when I passed my level 3, I got a distinction. And for some of you out there, you'd be thinking, well, I did that, that's nothing. For me, it's a big thing. I passed with a distinction. And I'll talk to you about how I did that. And then I'll also talk to you in another video as to how I did and accomplished my first year of university. So right now, I've just had my interview with my placement for the second year, because we have to do 70 days of placement, which brings us challenges, because again, we've got 3 kids, 15, nearly 11 and nearly 5, and they're all in school now. And it's all about now having to work out how we do a school run and finance it all, do you know what I mean? So I'll be sharing some of the things that we're going through on that level, but this is just an introductory video to say, look, this is a real journey of a South Bank student. Dad, how do I navigate studying, working, and having to do homework with the kids? And I'm involved in chores and everything. I'm involved in taking them out for activities, meeting family. How do we do it? And that's really what this is about. So I'm gonna just encourage you that a lot of this is achievable, because some of the guys I went to college with, they didn't do too well. And one of the reasons why I'm pushing hard is because failure is not an option. I've got mouths to feed, I've got my own mouth to feed, and I've put a lot of pressure on myself to accomplish, because if I fail, I'll be scrounging around. Now it's hard to get work in this field. You're just on a low wage, and I can't do that. So entering back into study is it's a major decision for me. But some of my colleagues didn't make it because they it's not their time. maybe because they haven't got that pressure. A lot of guys were just dropping out or just not coming in, you know. But I've got a good team. I'll probably one day do a video with some of my past colleagues, because 3 or 4 of us have gone to uni that we've stayed in contact with, and we meet up and we talk and we share the journey, and they're good mates. We're all completely different from each other, but there's a lot of love and respect between us, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll probably do something on that. But yeah, here I am, Dad, studying social work degree. I'm looking at better things. I know I've got friends and family that have done the same thing, and I just recently heard. I'll give a shout out to my mate Ronique, who she said she passed with a first, and that's my thing. I need to pass with a first. And so as I do these videos, and I've got I do other things on relationships and health and stuff like that. And so I've got to squeeze this all in and still study. And this is what I might call my side hustle. I've got things going on the side that I make a little bit of a living out of. And it's really, how do I squeeze all these things in and still aim to get a first? And you know what as well, part of the reason is that I've got 3 kids and I want them to see success. I don't want them to read about it over there. I don't want them to see it on TV anymore. They've got to see success in the family, because I'm one of the first to go to uni. So it's going to be interesting for my daughter. I'm saying, you're going. She's got to go uni as a plan B, not as a plan A. And for me, this is a plan B, but I'm putting a lot of effort into plan B. It might sound backwards, but really it's plan B. Plan A is my side hustle, which I'm building up slowly. Legitimate hustle, by the way. So yeah, I want my kids to see it and aspire, and not to know that mediocrity. And I know that university has its limits, but the only courses that I really want them to do are courses that will get them work. And this is why social work, I will actually talk about in another video why I chose social work, because it's an important decision I made to do social work. There are some political and financial reasons why I opted to do the social work degree. But I'm going to share that with you all in good time. But please like, subscribe to the channel, share it, because I want more people to draw encouragement from the journey of being a student, and especially for the parents out there who are students as well, doing a degree. You've got 1 or 2 kids and you're like, how do I afford to do this? How do I find the time to study? How do I get the best grade possible? So that's what this is about. So enjoy and look forward to more. God bless you. Take care of yourselves.